They take a basic criminal mischief case, which Internal Affairs charged him with, just mischief, and they turn it around and they slap gang assault on him. This particular group of people did not know one another. It's a website. It's supposed to be bikers getting together. It's not a gang.
That was the attorney for the NYPD undercover officer charged in the biker attack. He said his client did nothing wrong and that the group isn't a gang. Does it even matter if they're a gang? And is this how cops act? And more than that, did the cops have a responsibility to step in? With me, attorney Steve Razor and former NYPD detective and my biker buddy, Pat Brosnan. All right, guys. Steve, does it have to be a gang to be charged with gang assault? Do they have to know each other? No, absolutely not. And as a matter of fact, all it requires is that there's more than one person. That's be two additional people there that would be involved in this one incident. There's no it's not necessary to prove that they had this relationship beforehand. I think the attorney knows that. Right. And, you know, that's why the public sometimes doesn't really think a lot of defense attorneys, because the law is very clear. You don't have to be a member of a gang to be charged with gang assault. That is correct. Okay, but Pat, I'm going to go to you. This undercover cop, he wasn't infiltrating, he wasn't working this group. He's now charged with breaking the back window of the SUV. Aside from the criminality, is this how cops act? No, this is not how cops act. No, there are two cops in this thing. There is. There's another guy who's assigned to Internal Affairs who's involved. Right, right. Well. He's assigned to the very group that is investigating this. Precisely. And how come these guys aren't stopping this? And this undercover guy, he says, I wasn't involved, and then a new video pops up, and he was punching the back window of the SUV. Well, that's exactly what contradicts his initial statement, is that it's memorialized on the tape that he was, in fact, striking the back of the rear driver's window in the vehicle. And then he took off. But the fact is, Jeanine... And there's a 2-year-old. Correct. Right there. And the fact is, Judge, that that he has a compunction and a protocol that derives him to, he must take action as an off-duty NYPD, undercover and off-duty community affairs. You must take action when feasible, and you must report as quickly as possible to your immediate supervisor. And he didn't do it for 3 days. No, 72 hours. All right. And you know, we're looking at this attack right now, and what's frightening is that the undercover cop is involved in that hitting the car. But Steve, let me ask you this. Internal Affairs cop is not charged. Right. So if he is, or actually he is, the off-duty undercover charge is charged, not the Internal Affairs. Correct, right. What's going to happen to him? Well, you know, we don't know, and this is an interesting situation because you have the Internal Affairs officer that's still employed. They didn't take him and put him on desk duty or give him a paid leave. He's still working, so he's working for the very department that's supposed to be investigating this entire situation, which involves him. He should not be there right now. And I'm not saying he should be punished, but I'm saying he should not be part of the investigation, which involves himself. The NYPD is too smart for this. Well, Pat? Apart from the irony of him being in Internal Affairs, is this whole depiction of them as fun-loving, two-wheeled enthusiasts out for a nice Sunday ride is completely false and misleading, okay? Why? They evade police roadblocks in different states. As a fact, they're online. They've stopped and commandeered public streets and public highways to actually do marriage proposals, tape and post it on the internet. This is all about crotch rockets, Judge, GoPro helmet cams, of which I own one. I know exactly how they work, and posting it on the internet. All right, let's talk about this one guy, Reginald Chance. Now, here's a guy who flips the bird in court. If I'm the judge there, I'd hold him in contempt before he even walked up. But do we have a picture of him, guys? Anyway, the guy has 21 prior arrests, and his lawyer says that his rage was justified. He was only trying to ID the driver of the car. What do you say to that, Steve? Well, that's incredible. I mean, that's a ridiculous statement to make. And obviously, he's just making things worse for himself. So let him go ahead and do that. However, you know, he's going to have to defend his actions in court, but this is not a good start. Well, and also, I want to say that Judge Susan Mondo, I believe her name is, who sits in Brooklyn, approved a plea deal where this guy with 21 prior arrests, who apparently had drugs near a schoolyard in Brooklyn, charged with selling cocaine and having a loaded handgun, she basically gives him community service. What's wrong with this? What's wrong with this, Judge? You have her picture. Put her picture up. Go ahead.
It's madness. And if you took a close look at the 21 charges, Judge, it's not 21 bags of weed. There's robbery, there's burglary, there's guns, there's assaults.
That's right.
All the major felonies. He checked all the boxes.
All right, real fast. They're going to turn against each other, these guys?
Oh, yeah, you could bet on it. I mean, there's going to be a lot of finger pointing going on here.
That's an easy one.
All right, Steve and Pat, thanks so much
Pleasure.
for being with us this evening.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And coming up, the latest IRS bombshell. The IRS is actually sending our confidential taxpayer information to the White House. These people should be in jail. Instead, they're running Obamacare. And later, Congress and the president continue to drop in approval ratings. What can be done to fix our sinking ship?